Good afternoon, Greater Lake Houston area. We are continuing down a path and celebrating our U.S. veterans. We are spending some time with veterans in our community in an effort to make sure that everyone in the Greater Lake Houston area understand a couple of things. One, what type of service members we have in our community. And two, how are they contributing today? What's their success story? How did they come out of the service? And how are they applying those skills and some other skills they've learned to their everyday service today? And I'm proud today to have Henry Bond, and he is with Linkmode Digital Marketing. So Henry served in the U.S. Marine Corps, and I'm going to let him talk a little bit about that, but I don't want to go any further until I tell Henry, I asked him before this, what Veterans Day means to him. Well, I'm going to tell you what I am thankful for your service for. And the reason why I am is when I hear thank you for your service and I see, people wearing desert sand camo type stuff on TV to support our youth veterans, I think that's great to increase awareness. But whenever I say it, I do not want it to be a hollow thank you. I want it to be true, and I want you to understand why. So for me, God called me to go to college. I went and did that. I spent my career in transportation. But for some people, different calling, and you chose service. Well, with that service, you chose to sacrifice. You chose to sacrifice a couple of ways. You spent time away from your family. You spent time away from the people you know, and you chose to pursue a career in which your safety and your well-being was at risk. So I understand that. I recognize that, and I want to make sure I tell you, when I tell you thank you for your service, it comes with me knowing it's a true thank you, and I don't know what you went through. I don't know about your service because I was not involved in that, but I do recognize the sacrifices that you and others have put down in the past. So thank you very much for your service, Henry.
Yeah, thank you so much.
Okay, so we're going to go down the path first about his person. Who is Henry? What does he do? How did he get to sitting in front of us today? I wanted to make sure we understand him personally, because it is always my opinion that people make decisions on their buying power to do business with people and not with organizations. So, Henry, tell us a little bit about yourself and a little bit about your service, where you were born and raised, family life, those kind of things.
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you so much. So my name is Henry Bond. I was actually born and raised in Sacramento, California. My mom and dad immigrated here to U.S. In the late 70s, early 80s. I don't exactly remember, and they never really told me. And I was first born here in the U.S. So, growing up as a American, and also with hugely Chinese and Vietnamese influence, that really was an opportunity for me to just kind of like see the world in a different space. So when during high school, I knew I was called to service. I didn't know exactly how or where, but I was called to service, and I wanted to give back in such a way because of the many things the government gave me and my family an opportunity to thrive in this amazing country. So I decided, I'm going to join the military. At 16 years old, I decided I wanted to join the military, and I couldn't do it until I was 17. It was like the minimum age that you could sign the papers. And, I went to recruiter's office, like none of my family knew. I just went, I called, and I just tried to figure out my options. And I settled. I didn't settle, but I chose the Marines because they were simply the best. And the recruiter was confident and made me feel like I could be part of a community. So it came to a big surprise when I told everybody that I was joining the military. But they weren't surprised that I stepped up to serve, because that has been my entire life up to my entire teenage years, because I served on city council, the youth city council in Sacramento. I did a lot of volunteer work with several nonprofits as a youth volunteer. So it came no surprise that I would step up to service. came surprise when I told everybody I didn't want to go to college right after high school. But everybody embraced it and welcomed it. And so, before I turned 18, I left for boot camp, and it was, I'm going to tell you, I was just thinking about it right now, talking about, veteran military service. It didn't feel like real life, because I was now given an opportunity to step into this like role, to, learn how to defend my country and learn how to serve, in a different way. So it was a completely different experience.
Okay. Yeah, perfect. So you're first generation American, right?
Yes.
Which you hear more and more of first generation Americans serving in the military. That's not uncommon, which to me is a really cool thought, because my grandparents and grandparents are all have been in the United States forever, but your family immigrates into the United States, and then you choose to serve based on something that you felt you owed. It sounded like, almost, correct?
Yeah, absolutely. I felt like I wanted to give back. As I mentioned, being in this country just allowed my family to thrive in a way we couldn't. Where they came from.
Okay, all right, and then you mentioned something that I think is a funny way to put something is your recruiter. Your Marine recruiter was extremely confident.
Yeah.
So I know a lot of Marines, and I have never met any with lack of confidence. So I think you speaks true, right? Marines so all the armed forces is a brother and sisterhood, right? Mm-hmm. You feel that whether it's somebody in the Army with somebody in the Air Force, Navy, all those different armed forces are always in a corner of a room talking amongst themselves, if you will. But it's neat there's even subdivided in a great deal of detail the U.S. Marine Corps. Mm. And I notice it all the time. If you're a Marine, it's a special bond you have with others. So can you speak to a little bit of is that because of basic or what creates that quick bond that you guys have?
I think it's the values and quote unquote brainwashing they did, in boot camp, right? They told us, in boot camp, you learn about the history and, these leaders and these warriors that came before us and the amazing things they did, from Chesty Puller, right? And all the amazing things he did. And, and just moving on to everything else in our history, when it came to the Marine Corps. So, it made sense, during boot camp, they instilled those values. They instilled the, esprit de corps and the confidence and the warrior ethos into each and everybody that went through boot camp, and we come out, we spent 13 weeks, and, each one of us, shed blood, shed tears, we sweated, we sweat with each other, just all these things, during these 13 weeks we spent at Marine Corps basic training. And, we formed this brotherhood because we went through the shared challenges, right? And each one of us knows exactly what each one has went through. So there's this sense of camaraderie that builds and forges from that.
Okay, cool. And then from my understanding, you guys have a birthday.
Yes, November 10th.
Yep, so that's coming around the corner too.
That is coming around the corner, November 10th, 1775. We are 238 years strong.
Yeah, so I had a Marine in here the other day, and there was actually two Marines, and they were wishing each other a happy birthday, and I was like, and so I learned that lesson too. So I'm learning a lot through this, which is really cool. So okay, so you go through basic, get out of that. Did you deploy at all?
I didn't deploy in the traditional sense. What I did was I spent a year in C school learning my craft. Okay. So I was electrician, electronics tech. I worked in the wing, in the eye level. So if any Marines out there knows what that is, basically I was the prima donna of the air wing, right? Because I worked in a lab.
Okay, so electronic specialist,
Yeah.
If you will, right?
Yeah.
So, all right, cool. And then how long did you serve?
6 years and 8 months. So I rounded it up to 7 years because it's just easier to say, and, I spent some time. My first duty station was in Iwakuni, Japan. And that was by far one of my most favorite duty stations. It was my first time overseas and a lot of people's first time overseas as well. And we just formed like this little family, in Japan, and we ate together, we hung out together. We spent the entire year getting very, very close with everybody.
Okay, so you spend time in Japan. Well, I got to ask, what brings you to Houston?
There comes a time when in everybody's life when they say, if money was no object and you could choose anywhere you want to live, where would it be? And for me, it was Texas, because I knew there's a lot here that I could thrive from. I was living in California. It was toward the end of the pandemic, and I had to make a choice. Like, do I really want to rebuild my life, rebuild my social circle here in LA? And the thought was no, I didn't. So I thought about places in Texas where I wanted to move to. I thought about San Antonio and Austin and Houston, and I went and checked out all three cities, and I found Houston to be one where I could really thrive in because of the culture that's here, the various cultures, and food. Oh my gosh, the food here is phenomenal. My sister came to visit. She first visited my brother in DC, and then she visited me, and she said the food here, hands down, beats the food in DC.
Oh yeah, no doubt.
The food here is phenomenal, and and honestly, I will tell you, since moving to Houston, I've connected with the veterans community. I've connected with the startup and entrepreneur community here in Houston, and it is thriving. And it was such a smart move for me to come, because now I get connected with all these amazing smart players in these spaces, and just be able to collaborate with each other to help this amazing city of Houston grow.
Yeah. That's one thing we are not short of, right? So I think we all know we have a very, very large veteran community here, and we also have a very entrepreneurial spirit, right? I mean, there's a lot of small business owners, and I don't know the facts or stats per capita, but my guess is you could put it up against anywhere, because really small business ownership in this area is a big deal. Right? There's less box stores, there's less malls than, I grew up in Dallas Fort Worth, where everything is a strip center and a mall there. Where here, it's different. There's a lot more downtowns like this. There's a lot more small business focus. There's a lot more pride in joining chambers of commerce, those kind of things that tell you, okay, these are the drivers to the economy, and you can feel it here. Where, when I was younger, I didn't quite understand what that meant when I heard the president say, hey, the small business owner is, now I feel it.
Yeah, I mean, the small business is the heart of the community. We're here, in the grind each and every day. We know Bob and Susie right next door, their struggles they're going through, right? And these businesses that we built for ourselves, it's to help the community grow and thrive.
Okay, but no, perfect. That's well put. Okay, so now let's get into a little bit about your business. So, Linkmode Digital Marketing. I know a little bit about digital marketing. I also know enough about digital marketing to know that's a very broad, broad statement. What do you specialize in that world? I mean, because I know guys that really specialize in the SEO world.
Yeah,
I know people that specialize in the the website, the branding in the website, those kind of things. I know people that specialize in the lead aggregators and those kind of things. So what is it that you specialize with?
Well, I'm going to tell you, you hit my specialties right, and was that the nail on the head?
Yeah.
We specialize in websites and branding, and it's different. The way I tell people is like, you have websites, you have people who build websites, and then you have people who build websites with a marketing aspect.
Okay.
And those are two different things. Like, people can build you some beautiful websites that doesn't really do anything. But, you have people, and then you have marketers who build websites that know exactly what to do to get your websites moving and get your customers on, get your customers on your websites and to do exactly what you would intend the website to do, to learn more about the company and to actually do something, whether it's make a phone call, send an email, or just basically just learn more information. Instead of just scrolling through without actually feeding information to people who visit your websites. I also do paid ads, on Google and Facebook, social media stuff, just understanding, specific keywords and doing all that research for the company so that their ads and their lead generation is successful, so they get a better ROI. And also we do SEO. So, depending on the company and where they want to market their business, we can do local SEO or national SEO. Again, it just really depends on the type of business that they have. If you want to build more of a national presence, there's a lot of things like creating blog articles and, making sure your website is technically set up. Whereas if you want to do more local SEO, say if you're like maybe a lawyer, a plumber, lawn care, or you have a local business serving your local community, we'll tackle more of your Google business profile, local service ads, and making sure you're set up to for customers to be found, to find you on Google or Bing or wherever you decide to list.
Yeah, and it's the website side. So I know a lot of people that go down the path of the SEO and the paid leads and the paid ads and the what do you call it? Local service LSAs, right?
LSAs, yeah, definitely.
Yeah, so they got all those acronyms that Google has and all their infinite wisdom. But I know very few of people that can translate from that into the website thing, and that's got to be a value add for your clients, right? That you understand website design marketing well enough to take the keywords and all the things that Google is gonna, the algorithms are gonna build, right, and find, and it says, okay, let's point the information to this customer or this website, and then you understand the website to design well enough, as I understand you saying it, to say, yes, this is a marketable material right here, this website, and then now, is it functional? Is that what you're saying? Is that accurate?
Yeah, absolutely. And sometimes, your website can't be too cluttered, right? I mean, you just basically great information about your business so that so people who visit your websites can understand exactly what you do and how to reach and how to contact or reach out to you. So when somebody jumps on a website, when I do a website audit, first thing I ask is, what does the website want me to do? Does it want me to learn more information, and does it send me there? Or does it want me to fill out a form? Does it want me to call me? Right? Those call to actions are are crucial in the above the fold for a website. I don't know if you remember newspapers. On the first page, that's where the most pertinent information is seen. Right? Same thing for a website. The first thing that people sees is exactly what you want them to see and how to reach out to you. So that top part of your website is very crucial. First thing that people see is going to be the first thing they're going to notice, and how best to reach out to you as a client.
Yeah, and then behind the scenes, right? You've got the keywords and what do they call it? What is the name for the information behind the website that has the keywords in it?
The SEO.
Yeah, well, that's the
technical SEO.
Yeah,
stuff.
The SEO, but my website design guy had a label that he put on actually the words that were behind the scenes, and I was like, wow, you guys are way in the weeds. but it is cool to understand the difference. So
let's not get into the weeds over here because we don't want to bore the listener.
But it's neat to understand that there is. I'm saying that to say that people that aren't in your space, right? Yeah. A typical small business owner pays somebody to accomplish this for them. But I think it's important for people to know enough information to ask the right questions to be dangerous. Yeah. Because I know, like I said, I know SEO guys that are digital marketers that don't have a clue about the website side of it. And to me, those should closely align, because the search engine optimization should be pulling data from the website, in my opinion. So
100%. That's true, because that and that's how Google indexes your website, specific keywords, right? And that's how people find you. If they're searching for a plumber near me, or best restaurant in Houston, best Vietnamese restaurant in Houston, those keywords are very crucial on how your business get listed on Google or on the maps, Bing, Yelp, whatever it is, wherever you decide to list your business.
Yeah, and it is important to know that the map is different than the Google search. It's a totally different animal, right?
Yeah, and there's different marketing strategy that, and it's all within my package for local SEO for small businesses.
Yeah, that's cool. That's cool. Yeah, I mean, it sounds like you've got enough experience in all of it to really provide a value add to clients to support them in more ways than one. Because sometimes you're going to pay someone just to do this specific function for you, and then someone else is going to be your website design guy, and somebody else is going to do this part. And it's neat to know that you've gathered enough information to know I can run this together.
Yeah, no, absolutely. And I tell business owners all the time is one, let's audit your marketing, figure out where your holes are, and that's what I tell them. That's kind of like one of my pitches, right? It's like, hey, let's sit down, have a conversation so I can understand your business, where you are in your marketing, and how I can fill in those holes, right? Because, everybody has holes in their marketing. Everybody has gaps in their marketing, and how to fill them is going to be crucial in how to grow your business.
Yeah, perfect. Okay, well, good. All right, so Linkmode Digital Marketing. Let's get into a little bit of the veteran community and what you do to provide support to them, or maybe it's other nonprofits, or maybe it's volunteering time. I think it's important for our community to understand, again, more about your person and why would we do business with you. And a lot of people make that decision based off of, how willing are you to contribute back to our community? We have, like you said, Houston Texas is a great place to live. And the reason why it is because those same small business owners that we were talking about are often the people in our community that want to give back.
Yeah.
Right. And so that I know Texas is safe for generations to come, because that's not going to change. So tell me a little bit about what Linkmode Digital Marketing and what you do to give back to our community.
Thank you for asking. Actually, so I give back. I volunteer with a national organization called Bunker Labs. Bunker Labs is a national 501c3.
What was that called again?
Bunker Labs.
Bunker Labs, okay.
Yeah. Bunker Labs is a national nonprofit 501c3 that provides support to veteran and military spouse entrepreneurs and business owners by connecting them with the community, inspiring them to start their businesses, and equip them with the resources to start, grow, and scale their businesses. I am the local ambassador here in Houston. And we work with military spouse and veteran entrepreneurs from all industries, like from nonprofit to consulting, to consumer packaged goods, or another word for that is e-commerce or retail. We work with people of all industries. We bring it on with a cohort. We have 2 cohorts a year. Work with them for 16 weeks, and they come in, meet once a week, whether virtually or in person. Well, virtually and in person, and just kind of talk about their business and the different areas of their business, whether it's sales, marketing, operations, and how to run each one efficiently for them, right? Our applications actually open up for our next cohort starting in February. And then we have our showcase coming up where we get to graduate our current cohort. Basically show them off to our communities. Like, hey, this is what these guys have been doing for the past 16 weeks. They've grown, they've excelled in different areas of their business, and we're ready to kind of show them off. And so I give back because I give back to the veteran community because we are well equipped as veterans, having served in the military, to be set up to be business owners, right? The grit, the drive, all of that. If it doesn't work, we'll make it work. As veterans, we will make it work, right? And that's how I give back. I meet with these veteran entrepreneurs constantly. We put on monthly mixers so that they can collaborate and meet each other within the communities.
So it's called Bunker Labs. So
Yes.
that is a cool concept. So you take some subject matter experts, right? You have veteran community, and when the veteran community is as large as it is, especially in Houston, but even across the U.S., there's veterans that specialize in everything we touch, taste, and feel.
Absolutely, 100%.
I mean, there's doctors that are vets. There are pilots that are vets. I mean, you name the field, digital marketing. You name the field, they're there. Plumbers. It doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter.
Yeah.
I mean, we're everywhere. We have a hold on every industry in the United States, even overseas, right?
Yes.
And as veterans, we are well connected because we belong to the biggest fraternal organization the world has ever seen, and that is the United States military.
Yeah, that is cool to take each of you guys and go, okay, we have all these subject matter experts. How can we leverage that for the next generation? And I think that's a great way is you take those skills and you go, hey, buddy, you need help here, or let's build this, or, maybe you need this banking partner, or, all those different things they're going to need in their growth. And then guess what? Now you've taught a new generation to feed themselves.
Yeah.
Right? It's like that old saying, what is it? I'll give you a fish, I'll feed you for a day. If I teach you to fish, I feed you for life.
Yeah, absolutely. And we're teaching them, how to run their businesses. We're teaching them marketing, and we're teaching them sales and how to manage your pipeline, right? And these very simple things, these concepts, they're simple, but they're hard to implement, right? If you don't understand how to implement them for you and your business. So we have a pitch competition coming up November 10th at HCC, where you get to hear from these business owners about what they're doing in their business. We have our showcase coming up December 6th. Again, we get to show off our veteran entrepreneurs and what they've done in the past 16 weeks to start and grow their business.
So how would we touch base with Bunker Labs? Is that a simple Google search Bunker Labs and find it, or?
Yeah, you just Google search Bunker Labs and you will find it. We are everywhere. Or you can just go to bunkerlabs.org.
Okay, perfect. Bunkerlabs.org, because this is going to play on Veterans Day on Saturday. So literally veterans are going to be listening to this all day long, and hopefully somebody will trip on that and be like, I've got a specialty. I can help contribute to this, or my son's a veteran and he has a business idea. Maybe these people can help. And we don't just help the veterans. As I mentioned, we also help the military spouses or the military family members. Yeah, perfect.
Because quote unquote, they've served too, right? Mm-hmm. They've been through us, deployments, they've had to stick back and manage their household and stuff. So, they deserve a special place of honor as well.
Yeah, no, I think when we say thank you to a veteran, it extends their family. In my thought, I was talking to my buddy Bruce the other day. Bruce was U.S. Air Force, and he served multiple deployments around all over the country and overseas. And I know his wife Wendy and kids, but he chooses to serve, which obviously he told his wife that you're going to marry me, and here's what comes along with this package. And then they have kids along the way, and now she's at home with the kids by herself. He's overseas thinking about his kids, right? And there's the whole thing of why I probably wouldn't have been good at service. But, I think the extension to the family is automatic in my mind. The kids included, the parent, both spouses are included, because it's so, it's such a sacrifice family as a whole. What happens if, right, is a sacrifice that people sometimes have to deal with. So no, I completely agree. Great work. Okay, so let's get back a little bit to the Linkmode digital marketing. All right, so you told us a lot about, you're a guy that understands in the weeds with SEO, in the weeds with lead, generation, paid ads, LSAs, all those things. But you're also smart enough to understand how that relates to websites, how to make that pretty to where, okay, through the Google search, right, I found the client I want to click on my website. Mm-hmm. Okay, now it's going to go to a website that they want to take action on. And I think that's important, right? Okay, so you've specialized in that. Anything else in this world that I haven't talked about that you think really makes you different or better, or, a better business partner to get involved with?
The thing is, I just really care about you and your business or the person, right? I started, when I first started in marketing in 2015, I was helping a buddy of mine with his yoga business, and first it was just started with a social media campaign, right, to just kind of grow his followership, and once that followership hit 50,000 followers, that made a significant impact on his business. And with that impact, he was able to hire employees. He was able to start a family, and he was able to give back to his community. And so, when I first started, and when he was able to grow that kind of like little clicked the light bulb in my head. It was like, maybe this is the path I want to go on to really help equip the business owner so that they can grow their business. And I'm sort of on a mission, just to, be able to equip the business owner so that they can grow their business and that they can impact their community that they live and serve in.
Yeah, no, that's awesome, man. So, okay, now, how do we get in touch with Linkmode Digital Marketing? Do you like going through website fillable forms? Do you like text messages? Do you like emails? How does that communication usually flow in your world?
Yeah, typically, send me an email, right? And I usually respond to that really quickly, or text message.
Okay.
And you also jump on my website. So my website is getlinkmode.com. That's GETLINKMODE.com.
Okay.
My email is Henry, HENRY, @getlinkmode.com. And my cell phone number, just text me. Forgive me, guys. It's still an Arizona number because they never really transferred that to my time in Arizona. 928-271-5545.
Oh, 5545. I like that's got a good rhyme to it. Okay, well, perfect. Henry, anything else we got to discuss, talk about?
The biggest mistake in marketing is thinking that you can do it all for yourself, right? Marketing is an ever-changing landscape, and you definitely need somebody in your corner who understands that and also stays up to date with the current trends and technology that digital marketing has. So definitely reach out. If it's not me, definitely reach out to somebody in the digital marketing space who can help you understand the current landscape.
Yeah, no, I appreciate that, Henry. We do need subject matter experts as small business owners, right? Some people choose to do their own bookkeeping. Why? I have no idea. Some people try to do their own digital marketing. Why? Again, I have no idea. There's things in the weeds that we don't understand. We are good at what we're paid to do. And typically, if we're a plumber, we're really good at plumbing.
Yeah.
We're not good at digital marketing, right? If you have a business that sells widgets, you know how to sell widgets. You don't need help with that. You need help with other things. And so thank you for your profession. Again, thank you sincerely for your service. Thank you for your sacrifice. We appreciate you as being part of our Houston community. Usually when people move in from California, I say, no, we're full. But in your case, we'll have you, and we appreciate having you.
Well, thank you so much.
Yep. And best of luck in your business. If you need anything, let us know.
Thank you so much. Happy to be here.
All right, Henry.